Political parties are soon set to face off in municipal elections. The ruling party's management of the pandemic is expected to come under intense scrutiny when voters head to the polls. So just what do political parties think about Cabinet's decision to move the country to level 2 lockdown? Our reporter Mawande Kheswa has more on their responses. Mawande, the Constitutional Court ruling that elections must go ahead by November the 1st. But how concerned are political parties about the upcoming elections being free and fair, given that we're still battling a pandemic and we're still under a lockdown?
Well, it seems as though the decision to move to level 2 has been welcomed, while it does seem quite opportunistic for us to move to that level, given that the elections are around the corner. But to just delve further, I'm going to speak to Francois Rogers, the DA leader in KZN. We thank you for your time. What is your reaction to the country being moved to level 2, particularly in relation to the campaigning that needs to take place in order to try and ensure that the elections are free and fair?
Thank you, Mawanda. And I think your word was right. It seems to be quite opportunistic that suddenly we've now moved down to lockdown level 2. Just a couple of weeks ago, we were told we're having an election in November and not next year. So you have to ask yourself the question about the timing of reducing down to level 2. But nevertheless, we have been literally campaigning for the last year and a half. Obviously within the realms of the legislation and the lockdown regulations. So we're well ahead of the pack. I think you can see our posters have gone up. We're ready to take to the street. And at the end of the day, we shouldn't be using COVID lockdown regulations to benefit any political organisation or anybody in this coming election.
Now, I've seen that there's quite a lot of material here, as you've said, that you've been preparing. Would you say that moving to level 2 adds a little bit of oomph to political parties in their quest to try and gain more voters?
Look, certainly I think it does. We've used telephonic canvassing up till now. That's been the majority. Now that we can have bigger numbers at indoor and outdoor events, that obviously gives one the opportunity to get physically onto the ground and to engage voters and to convince voters of the election and of the registration campaign.
And moving forward, what are your plans and how will you be utilizing the time that is left?
Well, as I say, our posters are all going up, so we're ready for registration weekend. My campaign throughout every corner of the province kicks off on the 21st. We launch our provincial campaign here on the 20th, and from the 21st right up until the election, I'll be travelling throughout the length and breadth of the province and engaging with our voters and supporters on the ground.
All right, I thank you for your time and good luck there. We have been speaking to Francois Rogers, the leader for the DA in KZN.
Our reporter Mawande Kheswa out in Durban with a look at how political parties are reacting to the move down to lockdown level 2. Up next.